Welcome to That Didn't Work.
Okay, let's continue with Legend of the Five Rings, shall we? So I want to take a second Miramoto.
A second
to see
One's not enough.
What are you thinking about the as you guys wander through this field, trying to track this horse? What are you thinking about the vision that you received?
I actually have thought about that.
Good. Glad we had a break.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you were able to think
didn't
about
really
that.
figure anything more out about it, except for the fact that possibly I need to go back. I was thinking I'd maybe go back to the town and look for someone drinking sake. I mean, I know that's, but
Probably
that
pretty
someone's
easy to find.
something. I just have a feeling that something's gonna proc at some point in time, that there'll be an inspiration back in town with someone. That's the only thing I can figure. Other than that, it makes really not much sense.
Okay. So I think, let me mark that because you did succeed on that check. Yeah, so you guys can start tracking this this horse as you go, and I think it's fairly easy for a short time, but pretty quickly the rain is bowing the grasses that are around you guys, and it becomes harder and harder to see the hoof prints. But roll a, I think, Utaku, you could probably, who has the highest survival skill? Let's say that.
I have one in survival.
I have nothing.
got
You have
two.
nothing?
So
No.
Nothing for Isawa. Utaku, how many do you have?
Two.
2 in survival. So, Utaku, go ahead and roll us a survival, and I think earth could work, or water. I think you can make sense with water with kind of flexibility with the way you're tracking.
Can I assist him? Because he's probably on horseback and I'm on the ground.
Sure.
So my black is my ring dice, correct? Again? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Skill
Yeah.
dice. Okay.
Make sure you talk in the mic. So, I'll say target number 3
Okay.
for your roll. Tracking in heavy rain is very, very difficult.
Okay. So I got 2 explosions on my white dice.
Okay, so are you keeping those dice?
Yeah.
So you have to declare whether or not you keep them
I
before
will
you
keep them.
roll the explosives.
Okay. Well, it won't matter because I can only keep 3 dice equal to my ring, right?
The explosives don't count toward that.
Okay.
So you choose your kept. So when you're in the.
I have another explosion.
Okay, great. So if you keep that explosive, you can roll the new explosion into it.
Okay.
So yeah, just to kind of recap the way that rolling and keeping works in this game, you'll pick up your initial set of dice, roll those, choose what to keep, and if there are any explosive successes in those kept dice, you then roll an explosion into it.
If I get, the more I beat the target number does not matter.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Right now, your target number 3 is to just barely get an idea of the direction that this goes.
So, I guess my question is, I don't know if you're able to tell me, is it better for me to go for more successes or hit the target number and pull in more opportunity?
I don't think
and
that
I think
can...
I'm asking this more as a game player perspective, not for this specific scene, but and to help other people.
So it just kind of depends on what, in general, your goal is when you're rolling the dice. I think right now what you're fighting against, what you're trying to succeed against, is losing the trail. Like, you're going to lose the trail. What these successes are going to give you is a general direction that the trail would go.
Okay.
With more successes, you might get more information on that. Like, you might get a more clear picture of where they went. You might, where you might like lose the trail, but you know what direction they were going when they last were, when you last saw it. You might instead now see some broken reeds in the distance that clearly indicate somebody moved through there quickly.
Okay.
You know, you might see some upturned rocks that are muddy
Okay.
on their upturned
Then
face,
I
which
got-
means they were buried before.
Then I have 4 successes, 2 strife, and 1 opportunity.
Okay.
Now, what is for the water approach? What does strife do for me?
So strife doesn't do anything for you in the water approach. With the water approach, what you get to do is when you make that roll, you get to make an additional action that does not require a roll for free.
Okay. Okay.
So, so I'll say with 4 successes, you see that this trail clearly goes back into town.
All right.
Whoever this was probably they were on a very fast steed, and in the kind of mess of the beginning rains and the clear focus on like finding this one trail with this one peasant, they kind of slipped through and by and around you guys before you were able to really get a grasp on what they might be doing, because you weren't even looking for anything like that.
Okay.
So you just didn't see them because you weren't looking.
Yeah.
And so you see clearly that this goes back into the town. Your strife is going to be kind of a frustration at yourself being a cavalry and a battle maiden. It's frustrating for you that something like this slipped by you. You didn't
Alright.
notice a horse going by, which is incredulous to think as a unicorn and as a battle maiden. So that'll be 2 strife, and your opportunity can of course negate one of those. You can heal 1 strife if you would like to.
One thing that says in the water stance is you can use it also to remove 2 strife.
Oh, sure. For water you can. I thought that was air.
No, that's water.
But cool. So for water you can remove 2 strife with 1 opportunity.
Or move an
What-
extra range band.
What can I also use this opportunity for to add to the scene?
To add to the scene,
Or I maybe
not
not add to
much.
spend it for.
I think for kind of tracking and doing this kind of thing, you can get a sense of an easier way to make your way back to town. You can, because you're kind of investigating and perceiving, the opportunity makes sense if it gets you there a little bit quicker.
Okay.
If you're kind of able to be flexible on your route, you're able to find the route a little bit more readily.
Okay. Am I able to maybe perceive there's something distinct about these, about the shoes left? Like maybe there's something about the horseshoes
Like
that's
Cinderella's slipper.
distinct? Yeah.
A tradesman mark.
The
Tradesman mark, or maybe it has a chip somewhere, or something distinguishable.
I think
Since I know it's a light horse.
you know it's a light horse, and I think what you recognize at this point is that the gait is exceptionally long.
Okay.
So it's not a pony.
Okay.
Like it's not a small
And that'll
horse.
be
It's
my
a light
opportunity.
horse. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did I need to roll anything to assist, or is that pretty well?
So what did you roll on your assistance?
Well, it depends on what I need. I rolled.
So I can't really tell you because you're assisting. He's already
Right.
succeeded in everything. I can't really tell you what you need.
Got you.
You're helping him out.
Okay. And all our strife goes away at the end of the night
When you sleep, yeah.
when we sleep. Okay.
Right now, it doesn't look like you guys are heading the way of the inn, so
Right.
we'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Well, let's see. I got 3 success, an opportunity, and 2 strife.
3 success, an opportunity, 2 strife. And what ring were you using?
Earth.
Earth. Okay. So I think your successes won't really add more to what he's already done. Is the strife connected to the opportunity, or is the opportunity by itself?
The opportunity's by itself.
I think what you can do with that opportunity is to with Earth, and you're doing survival. Is that right?
Survival.
Yeah,
yes.
you're assisting with the survival check. The 3 successes lets you see all of the things that he saw. You get the general direction, the idea of where we're going. And I think your opportunity would work as kind of a means to ascertain maybe how tired something would be after running that distance. Like, you can get an idea of the immediate wear and tear on a horse. So like if you guys went to the stable to see if maybe we could figure out which one was it, like you get the sense that they wouldn't be able to like clean the entire horse in time to like hide the track. So you might be able to figure out which horse it was that ran it. You get a sense of how dirty it would be.
Okay. So when we get there, I'll recall.
Yeah.
Some things.
Yeah.
Okay.
The opportunity is more like there's no way that this thing is in the stable perfectly clean. Like, nobody else has been riding around. We haven't seen or heard any other steeds. If there's a dirty horse in the stable, it's got to be the one that did this.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that opportunity fits.
Okay.
Is there only one stable in the town?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like you headed back to town. That's what you.
Sadly, yes, that is.
How did he slip by us?
I don't know. I'll rectify that.
All right.
But this could just be an old trail as well.
No, we didn't pick. I did not.
This
see
is the same trail that that's been perceived to be his trail. So
We said it was light. It just may be light because it's old and everything's already kind of pulling back into place.
No.
I'm pretty certain this is current.
Fakita-san, the vision did show the horsed rider, or the mounted rider.
Well, there is a reason that counting spirit testimony isn't permitted in court, because it's not entirely accurate to the standard of the law.
That may be true, but we do have to trust in what has been shown to us at this point, because it's the only information we have.
If there was inspiration in the game, you'd be getting it, Chris. That was great. That was the most Crane thing you could do at this point.
it may not be permitted as.
And I
evidence,
unmasked.
but it can still lead you that way. It can still lead you to the information that matters.
And
We should still follow it.
yes, and
And
all
I'm
my
saying this as
instincts.
I'm mounting up,
Right.
mounting back
If-
on, and
All my instincts
Yeah.
are this trail, and I believe you concur in your reading the trail is that it's current.
Miyamoto, you seem to be on foot. I guess I can give you a ride back if you'd like.
That is okay, but thank you very much. I will jog.
He's in a hurry. He'll run.
I enjoy running.
Travel by
It brings
map.
me peace. I can meditate while I run.
Because I'm taking off now,
Okay, good.
like faster than.
Yeah. Yeah, you take off full speed,
Yeah.
full gallop.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
faster than you run.
Oh, I'm sure. I would hope, or you need a new horse.
And I'll ride very, very slowly, following Miyamoto back.
Well,
Okay.
you won't have to ride slowly to follow me back.
So you're jogging.
Yeah.
I'm on a horse. Trust me, I'm going slow.
All right, cool. So you guys make it back to town, to the stables, and sure enough, Miyamoto, you do see the horse in question. It's the only horse that's wet and muddy in the stable, and as you've already ascertained, Utaku, the horse is lean and tall and long. It's not like misshapen for a horse. It doesn't look like
No,
a
it's-
child's cartoon, which is easy to imagine with this, but.
No, I get what you're saying. It's made for speed.
Yes, made for speed, for sure. And so you see it, but there's no like guards in the stable. There are guards like nearby. They wouldn't have stopped whoever was here, and they
No.
wouldn't have like marked who it was.
But it would belong to somebody.
It would belong to somebody.
I'm gonna
Yes.
look to the stable master.
And where's the saddle?
It's late enough at night that they're not like out and about.
Yes.
It
Or
was-
is there
it
a
was
stable
already-
hand that's here? Is there a stable hand that's here?
Not that's like
Seeing
active
that people
right
are
now.
still able to put their horses up.
There's a stable house, but like if nobody has a question, they're not just like sitting outside at the stable.
Gotcha. Then I'm gonna go to the
monitoring
stable
it.
house
Okay.
to inquire about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
horse.
Okay, it's more of a stable room, and as you knock on the door,
Goes from a stable house
well,
to a stable room.
stable house.
It's unstable, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. But as you knock on the door, and the caretaker of the stable answers, tired. It looks like they have been sleeping.
I did not mean to disturb you. I meant to inquire to one of your stable hands for some information on this horse.
Honored samurai, you've disturbed no one.
It's so great being samurai.
Isn't it nice? Everyone's nice to you, except the other samurai.
That's right. You know.
Shut up and do what I tell you.
Honored samurai, you've disturbed no one. I heard a few putting up and taking out horses earlier during the commotion, but I've chosen to ignore such things. They're beyond my wisdom and jurisdiction.
I understand you wouldn't stop. Obviously, you wouldn't stop us from taking our horse. I didn't know if you knew whose horse that belonged to. I'm new to town. That horse may not be.
I think I remember seeing. They came shortly after you all did. He was. It was like your friend. I believe you called him. I heard you call him Shosuro. He wore a mask like your friend did, like the dead one.
You mean Shosuro-sama?
Of course. I am so sorry. I apologize, honored samurai. I am sleepy.
So, he was Scorpion Clan. You're saying that the horse belongs to someone in the Scorpion Clan?
I would not presume to accuse anybody.
There's no accusations going on here. We're just asking for your observations.
All I can tell you is I observed a mask similar to Shosuro-sama.
And the colors of the person wearing that?
Well, he was colored much like we are.
What were his robes? Were they red? Do you jest with me, sir?
Only at the discretion of the speaker in the sky.
Settle down. Settle down.
Miyamoto was very accommodating to the man wearing fur the other day, but this peasant horse stable master is some kind of bastard.
Hey, I'm worked up right now.
Rouse his ire.
That's true. The only observation I can make is he wore a mask like your friend did.
If we will let you get some sleep, and
Thank you.
perhaps in the morning more will come to your mind.
Thank you.
And we will come question you again, if that is okay with you, sir.
I have a task for you.
What can I do for you, honored samurai?
If the owner of that animal does come back to claim his steed, will you notify us, please?
Absolutely. I will watch diligently until that time.
Thank you.
He bows very low and asks for his leave, and when you give it, he walks inside and turns on a light and sits in a chair and watches out the window watching the horses.
That is his penance for getting for talking about somebody of higher station wrong.
He turns on a light. Click.
Just like the man sleep.
Turns on a lamp, all right.
I'm gonna go inspect the horse for any like branding markings.
You look all over this horse, and there's nothing that would signify where it came from.
What about the saddle? And is there a wet saddle that looks like it would have come off of this horse?
I assume the saddle's not on there.
The saddle is not on there.
Okay.
There are many wet saddles. This stable is not very well
Yes.
kept. Much like the rest of the city, as we've already established.
But he has a specific girth.
Correct. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
look.
You can find the saddle that would fit on this horse.
Yes, I'm
but
gonna look.
again, no signifying markings.
All right.
Put a tracking device on it.
I pull out my death sticks and my dead knight.
I hide his horse. No.
We hobble this horse.
I could
Put an explosive in his eye.
Great idea. Talk, peasant.
Oh wait, what?
Sorry, for those of you in the stream, those are some inside jokes. Go check out our Urban Stars content.
That's right. Poor cow.
Not poor Cal. Okay. What do you guys do now?
We blew his eye. Oh, well, I should. That's a spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Nobody's eye got blown up.
No, not in this. Not in this making of this episode.
I believe maybe we should inform the magistrate if we have some suspicion. before we go any farther.
Agreed.
So what do you think your suspicion is?
Well, it's somebody going around looking like a scorpion. We have identified that who we believe the killer is resides in the town at the moment. So it should be someone, and what their horse is. Now, I do not believe that said scorpion would go back to that horse after desaddling it, but before we can make any kind of law enforcement gesture here, one, we would have to clear it with the magistrate first about what we're bringing in, but also be aware of the information we have gathered of what could be happening within the town, and maybe that information of the mask, the horse, may spark some insight from the magistrate himself.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, Percy?
Yeah. I
I
just
have,
want to get an idea of like what your accusation is.
I wasn't really an accusation. It was more like bring
Information.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Would we have to get permission from the magistrate? Because we are actually here to investigate.
Oh yeah.
Well, not necessarily.
Your
That's what my question
your
is.
role here was to attempt to create a peace
Right.
between lion and crane. Right now, that looks like it's been achieved because the lion is no longer a problem.
Yeah, but they're going to bring someone else in.
But right now, that's not your concern.
Okay.
Well, it should be, because right now it looks like.
Well, none of it's your concern.
Well, correct.
You're a
but
random unicorn sitting in town.
That's true.
And this is good news
but,
for me because the crane are in charge now without a question. So hey, let's roll with it.
But that may, but the line may take this that the crane killed them.
Right. And I
That
find
they
it hard.
just hired someone to kill him, because right now
Or they
there's
could
no
be framing the crane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be nothing to be a red
Someone-
herring leading nowhere just to keep us busy.
And possibly
Well,
even trying,
correct, but
trying to frame the
I
scorpion.
believe that information should be able to clear the crane.
Then again, it could just be the scorpion trying to really mess over everybody else.
Yeah, but then would they have killed their own scorpion? That's
Yes.
a question.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
112%.
Would you like the
A scorpion
would you
would
like the quote in
gladly
the book?
kill another
I will
scorpion
be
to
your
do this.
villain, Hantai. I will be your villain, Hantai.
And
Okay.
All right.
I just knew there were strong family ties. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
would just.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this
No,
is
will
the
they
essence
will they work
of-
around it? Sure, but if they have to,
Welcome to the essence of Legend of the Five Rings.
And that's our political discussion for the night.
And everybody is out to get everybody, but everybody also wants to be friends.
Polite. They want to be polite.
well, no one
So-
wants to be Scorpion's friend, but that's okay. They
The Imperial family wants to be Scorpion's friend.
now they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Anyway,
Okay, so we go back to town. I mean, go back
You're
to
in
the inn,
town.
I guess. No, I know.
Okay. So the inn.
I will take the saddle off my horse.
Well, sure. Yeah, you do everything you need to do to make sure your horse is comfortable for the night. The inn is called the Inn of the Brooding Tempest.
Wait, this is where the magistrate's at?
No. He said he was going back to the inn.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's called the Inn of the Brooding Tempest. I mean, surely you don't need 4 people to report to the magistrate that you guys
That's-
found out that there's a horse going on.
I mean,
Somebody has a horse in town.
I would figure the people who have more dealings with the magistrate would go for the person who's new to town.
More than
but you know,
I assumed it would be our crane friend going to
Yeah.
go talk to him.
I'm the only one who thinks this is foolish.
That is very true.
And Kikita-san is he's my superior.
Right.
I can't countermand him.
And I personally don't think that he's much help. I don't think he
Yeah.
wants to be any help.
And as far as he's concerned, things are mostly solved except for whoever this random dark horseman is. Do you guys want to do anything else before going to the inn?
I'm ready to turn in for the night.
Okay. Kakita's going to turn in.
I guess I'll turn in.
You don't have to.
I was going to go to the magistrate, like I said.
Listen, Kevin, in our Urban Stars game, we've got a 5-way party split going on. I'm no stranger to it. bring it. If you want to go do something else, go do something else.
Please don't scare me because I'm going to run a game with like 10 people and I don't want a 10-person party split.
Don't play with
Challenge
this group.
accepted.
Don't play with this group.
Well, I'll shatter the world, and have everything swallow
Anyway,
up. But
back to
anyways,
this
go on.
Anyway,
All right, so you're turning in. Are you going to go to the inn?
No, I'm going to go see the magistrate.
Okay, cool. You're going to go to the magistrate?
I feel this is important
Yeah,
enough.
sure.
Well, did you didn't go see the magistrate? Then I will
I
go with
turned
you.
in.
Well,
I wanted to go to the end, but I figured.
I think out of respect, I would go to the magistrate then as
Okay.
well.
All right.
Because he did extend the offer to allow me to go further in the investigation.
Okay. Well, then I will just let you go. I'm going to go back to the inn. Actually,
Also, I don't want to lose honor for not going to the magistrate, bringing all this information. I believe I would.
okay. That cup
Or
of sake
glory
is
or
still in my
status.
mind. I'm going to go to the magistrate with Misawa.
Now, on the way to the magistrate is the sake house.
See, you put the party split there.
he likes.
I'm just saying, I've been trying to feed this guy sake for like the last hour.
I know. So the sake house.
Yes.
I need to make a stop.
You guys are like, we're going to see the magistrate. On second thought, I'll see you cats later.
I will go in.
All right, cool. Well, we will come back to your scene
Fair enough.
in a moment. Also, the scene in the tracking is finished, so if anybody is over half of their composure rating in Strife, you can lower it back down to half.
Oh, over half. And it goes.
Yeah, it lowers down to half.
Okay, so
It
not.
doesn't lower by half; it lowers down to half. Yeah. So you two are going to speak with the magistrate. Go ahead and roll a. Tell me what you say to him. He is obviously still awake. Everything is still going on. He's kind of writing down the goings on of the evening and writing a letter to the Akota family to apologize for their magistrate's death in his city. So he's still up and burning the midnight oil. In the, what is the building called? It's the Imperial Court building.
And when they get done with that, there's something I would have told to Asawa before he
Okay.
left.
Go ahead.
Just that, come back by here when you're done.
Okay. So I would tell the magistrate, Kakita-sama, I apologize for our late intrusion, as we have found further information that we feel you should know.
It's quite all right, Isawa-san. Please, come in.
Thank you.
What brings you here at this time of night? Have you found more information on the person who killed my property?
We were able to track him back to the town.
He's in Toshiranpo.
He is. We believe at least that we were able to identify with a high certainty that we were able to identify the horse he rode out and rode back in on. And we have a slight description of him, but the only really identifying thing about him would be the mask he wore.
Mask?
Much like a I forget their
Sure, Scorpion?
correct. I'm characters.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Much of Shosiro's, much similar to Shosiro's mask. Now that does not necessarily mean that it was, but there's a lot of implication coming from that the killer came from this town, which could obviously no suspect on anyone here, but it could look from outside eyes as an assassination attempt or successful assassination.
He lays down his writing utensil gently on his desk. Do you think that the peasant killed Akodo and Chosuro?
From what I can tell, yes. I not look at me. From all witness accounts, it was the group of peasants that did them in, and
See.
from any other visible, any outside.
And you think that this masked visitor is behind it?
He has something to do with it.
Go ahead and roll me a culture check.
Okay.
I think Earth would be kind of like being able to establish grounds to stand on, or if you were kind of wanting to de-implicate yourself in this whole situation, I think something more like air would be more effective in that.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to lay forth the accusation without actually saying...
Well, like, no, I'm not laying forth an accusation. Okay. It's like, I'm just saying from an outside eye, this is what it can appear. I'm not...
Sure. I think for speaking to a crane, that's going to get frustrating to him very quickly because you're saying nothing about nothing. You're giving him information that's not useful about things that he can't do anything about.
Well, we don't have right to investigate further, technically. So
Sure. But he's not going to be able to proceed with an investigation based on what you've given him.
I think this is where I would have chimed in, to say, Kakita-sama, I have hopefully not overstepped my bounds by asking the stable master to keep an eye on that animal and notify us if his owner comes back.
You've done well. Thank you.
If this is something you would like to pass on to another individual or group, then I fully understand. But as my friend has put it here, I do believe that the act of the killing did take place with this peasant. His motivations may be unclear, but the physical act was committed by this individual.
I see. I will get my guards on it and see to the end of this matter by morning. Thank you for bringing me this information. Isawa-san, Utaku-san, please get some rest. Thank you for everything you've done for the Empire today.
We'll give him a very large bow, or at least I will.
Much to my custom.
All right, cool. So let's shift over to Miyamoto.
Okay.
Getting drunk. I mean...
Are we screaming bonsai and taking shots?
Kamikaze!
You walk through the door. And the first thing that catches your eye is an individual sitting at his own table off in a corner of the sake house with nobody else around him, mostly out of fear. Because on the table he has laid a sort of shawl to warm himself with. Looks like a traveling cloak of some kind, a small one, made of furs.
Is there a hot steaming cup of sake?
They're everywhere at the sake house.
Here's a hot steaming cup of something.
Okay. I noticed that. What else do I notice? Should I make a check or?
I think you can if you want to, but that's really going to be the distinguishing thing in this place during this time of night. Like, basically the only reason this place is even open is because there's like 2 or 3 samurai that are here. It's very, very late, but the peasants can't like make the samurai leave.
Got you. Okay. But I do. So there's samurai, and then there's this guy. Does he look like? Is he carrying a wakazi? And
yeah, he's got a daisho.
Okay. All right, because I'm not, in my mind, I'm not looking for someone with furs, because one, I think that the stable master, that would have been something that would have just instantly procced in his memory.
So you're not. I would say this. I think you as a person are overthinking what Miyamoto might be dwelling on, because yes, you guys saw this like potentially masked individual, and the stable master saw this, but Togashi's vision showed Yusaki, and this is the only distinguishing thing in this place.
Okay.
And so I think you can chase it the way you're wanting to by kind of ignoring him and.
Well,
and
I'm
looking
not
for
certain
something else.
I'm ignoring him,
Sure.
but I'm noting him, and then I'm continuing to scan the room
Okay.
because I'm thinking in my mind two things. One, I like these guys, so I'm instantly not. I'm thinking they're good guys.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Sure.
and I'm looking for a bad guy, so I'm instantly I note him. Plus, I'd like to go talk to him, but I'm looking for a villain.
Yeah, so the other two samurai that are in here are both Crane. Pretty obviously.
Okay, and they're just having a good time, and I could
They're kind of drinking quietly at their own table.
together.
Yes.
I will go sit down at a table near this guy,
Which guy?
near the
man with the
Man
furs.
with the furs. I'm not going to engage him in conversation, but I'm going to sit down near him, and I'm going to order a cup of sake,
Okay.
much to the bartender's joy, I'm sure.
It's certainly brought out to you.
Okay. And I will sip at the sake.
Okay.
And I'm not going to, go talk to him yet, but I'm just going to observe his countenance, and try to do it casually.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's sitting and enjoying. And how long do you wait?
I know I told Isawa to come back by, so I'm expecting him to come after he gets done, which I realize will be a little bit. And I'll sip on my cup of sake, and
So do you continue to order as time goes on?
I'm going to get up. Yeah, I'm going to order I'm going to order another cup. I've
Okay.
got pretty good fitness. I should be able to handle a few sake.
So it would take at least 4 cups for anything else to happen.
4 cups for me to get drunk?
Yes.
Or
No, 4 cups, like nothing is happening
Oh, so I'm going to have to get 4 cups?
before anything else happens.
Oh. Okay. Sake surprise. So what if I get up and go punch him in 2 cups? Something would happen before 4 cups.
That's true, but if basically I'm saying if you're waiting patiently for something to go on,
It's going to
it's
take
going to
a
be
while.
4 cups
Right.
deep. It's going to take a while.
Okay. I'm after I finish my first cup, I'm going to get up and I'm going to approach and I'm going to say, "Good sir, I see you are drinking alone. It is late.
It is
Perhaps
late.
you would like some company?"
It is late. My journey has been long, and now I'm here.
Yes, we are always here, no
Well.
matter where we started or where we're going.
Isn't here just there without the tea, after all?
Oh, that is so wise. Let me write that down. Where are you traveling from, if that is not too forward to ask?
Oh, traveling from there.
Traveling from there. I see. And going to somewhere.
Going
Do
to
you-
there.
do you
I'm traveling
mind?
from there to there, and I'm always here.
Yes. I noticed your clothing is a little unusual. Do you mind if I sit?
Please.
Thank you. Would you care for a cup of sake?
I have one.
I understand. When you're finished with that, let me. I have this nice gold coin.
You're interesting to me. Miyamoto, is that correct?
I am. Yes. You would actually think of me as Tagashi. Miyamoto would probably not come to your mind immediately.
Well, but he's signifying from the mon on your clothes.
Right, but I'm wearing Tagashi Man.
Oh, I thought we decided you were not going to do that. Because you had been going by Miyamoto for so long.
Okay, I guess we're still all Dragon Clan.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Playing
Yeah.
Dragon Man, Two Man.
Now, at any point in time, you can decide to start wearing Togashi instead of Miyamoto, like and wear your school's tag.
Well, see,
But just let me know when you do that, because
Well-
I know you as Miyamoto.
right, but how confusing it will be if I go by the name of Miyamoto and I wear Tagashi.
Very.
Very.
That's why we had in our
Right. No, I
private
know.
Facebook chat decided that you weren't going to do that.
Yeah, this is a because typically in the school you will take on the Tagashi name. When you train at the Tagashi school, I trained at the Tagashi school, but I'm keeping my Mirumoto name because of my family ties.
Right.
And you're supposed to get rid of your family ties.
Sure. But you haven't done that.
But I haven't done that,
Right.
which is
So that's why
frowned
he
upon.
knows you as Mirumoto. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, yes, I am Mirumoto, and you would be
No one of consequence.
no one of consequence. Should I refer to you as no one of consequence?
So you do see he's got a mon on his vest.
Is it the wolf?
It's not. He is wearing a scorpion mon. For its Bayushi.
I see. It seems we are both contradictions.
What do you mean contradictions?
I am Mirumoto of the Tagashi Order, and I see you are wearing the Scorpion Mon, yet you wear no mask.
Well, I may still bear my family's name in hope of... I don't know what I hope for. Return? Honestly, I don't know why I have not yet adopted a name that better fits my clan, but here we are.
Are you Ronin?
I think you would consider me Ronin, yeah. I think that's where we still sit, but hopefully not for long. Hopefully we will be brother samurai soon.
Oh, that would be... I look on you as brother samurai at the moment. Ronin are still samurai.
Indeed we are.
Without necessarily a clan. I ran into a group recently that wears similar... I noticed that you are wearing furs. That is very unusual. I have only seen one other group that wears those. Following a
chances are I belong to that group.
Following a daimyo named Griot.
Yes. He's a good man.
I believe so too.
An honorable man.
Yes.
Although, I think maybe less honorable than what some of your clansmen want him to be.
I do not follow. My clansmen don't want or not want someone to necessarily be honorable.
I'm having trouble following you.
You also.
He's hit the sake a little too hard.
This is like an explosive die. It's just going round and round.
You didn't come to him until 3.5 cups.
Yes. No, something happened before 4 cups, though. So he is. I met this griot. He seemed very sincere. I was very taken with him. I understand the path you walk is not the normal path, and many may even look down upon it. But people have to follow their path.
They do. And like many others in this empire, our goal is peace in the land. Yama has foreseen it. She has told us. She has told at least Griot.
I have had a vision of this Yama myself. That is one of the reasons I approached you. I still wish to learn more about it. So what brings you so far away from your clan? And I'm not talking about necessarily your Scorpion clan.
We are only a few days' ride. I'm here, probably much like you are, to assist in Toshiranbo wherever needed.
I see. Yes, there is a lot of conflict going on here. Did you see the events this morning? Or was it this evening, I guess?
It was this evening.
This evening?
This morning.
Did you see the events this evening?
Unfortunately, I just made it into town. Only a few, probably an hour or two ago.
Yeah. I see. So, fellow traveler of ours, Shushiro.
So I think as you're having this conversation at this point, Isawa, you guys would be on your way back. Of course, it's still raining. Would you go into the sake house?
Yes, I would.
Utaku, would you follow him in, or are you
Yes.
going to the inn?
It's late. I'll
Okay.
make sure he at least makes. Well, I'll make sure he at least makes it to Miyamoto. Strange things about, I guess.
Sure. So you guys walk through, and you do see him having this conversation with this person who's not wearing furs but has the fur cloak laid upon the table.
I'll walk up. Miyamoto-san,
Isawa.
you asked me to come by.
Yes, greetings. I have made a friend here, or I have made an acquaintance.
The samurai stands up and bows to you.
This is no one of importance.
So I'll look at the samurai, and then take a look down at the fur, give him a very, very shallow, just kind of almost a head nod, and say, I'm Asawa, and who might you be? No one of consequence.
I go by Bayushi.
Bayushi. Why, may I ask, do you dishonor yourself with this fur, this pelt, this flesh?
Yama has deemed it clean, and I believe in her far more than any other fortune whom I have not seen.
It is clear that you have not had many dealings with the kami.
On the contrary, I've had many dealings with the kami. And Yama has proven herself to me time and time again. She has grown where there has been nothing, both in myself and on the ground that I walk upon.
But Yama is not supported by a clan. The clan that you pledge to is nothing but Ronin.
For now, you see us that way, and I understand. And I bode you no ill will for that. You have every right to, because you're right. We don't have lands. How can we have a true daimyo? But we are family nonetheless. No
Yes.
less than you and your family are.
Yes, I have heard this before. I believe he was a former champion.
Yes, he was.
Oh, you met my lord as well.
Your lord and I go way back.
You know him personally. It is quite, and yet you still doubt his honesty.
He was once an honorable man. Now he dishonors himself. It is not the walk of a Ronin. It's the taking of this flesh, the wearing of the flesh, everything that we and Bushido hold to not be true, to be of lesser.
And which tenet of Bushido do you believe that the touching of this leathered pelt, which do you think that it has broken?
Honor.
Honor in perhaps your interpretation. But honor to us means obeying, following, and listening to the kami. Which, fortunately for me, Yama is. And she has declared this a clean act.
And as a Shugenju, I listen to all kami. However, I don't recognize Yama.
Because you have not seen her. I wouldn't recognize her either if I had not seen her.
I have also seen this kami. We do not know what path they have been chosen to walk, and nothing is forever except change. Perhaps these are. We should not we should not question them. We should allow them to live their life. Perhaps they will be the flower that blooms in the desert. That they will bring change and peace as they see. I realize that,
By handling death?
well,
To be sure.
You yourself stopped short earlier.
that is correct.
To be sure, I did not touch this dead wolf. You can touch the pelt. It's been treated. This is leather. It's got fur on it still, but the Silent One still took care of this. this.
Then why do you... How can I put this? Then why do you not only carry this around, but claim loyalty and to this this kami and this I believe Yama, you said, and yet you still wear the robes and the dress of a scorpion?
Oh, this is only the mon. I loved my family. I even, to some degree, worshipped my family. But as hardened as the scorpion tend to be, they do not have eyes for peace.
So have you given up wearing the mask altogether?
Go ahead and roll me a culture check.
That's my greatest skill. And would it be...
How are you asking the question? Are you asking aggressively? Are
No.
you asking inquisitively?
Probably... probably inquisitively. I'm trying to keep reason in the conversation here, but I'm also... There's a little motive behind my...
What's the motive?
The motive is...
That'll help me determine what your ring is.
That is, I know that he saw someone wearing a mask. So, if he says he hasn't worn the mask and I feel like he's telling the truth, then that would tell me that he was probably not the one on the horse.
So I think either fire or earth work.
I will go with earth because I'm trying to be...
Okay. And the target number is 2.
The target number is 2. Well, that didn't work. So, since I didn't make the target number... Oh, do I have to keep... I have to keep 1 dice, right?
No.
No?
No, you don't have to keep any dice.
Okay. I guess I'll keep the opportunity.
Okay.
And I'll get a strife.
Salasan, and am I missing something here? They'll seem to be pretty agitated in conversation as I come.
He's got a full bottle. Cortino.
Well, like something that you could share with a friend.
Sure, yeah,
Or
yeah.
someone you just
Yeah,
met
absolutely.
to
And-
get to know them a little better.
Yeah.
And typically they do serve sake that way. They typically serve it in a
I'm not
jar.
going to
So,
pour for him, though.
knowing that the Ronin is technically of lower station, I'll look over at my compadre here, and just having discussions of those who decide to walk a different path and dishonor themselves.
Sure. And as you say that, he answers Miramoto. You had asked if he has given up the mask altogether.
Trying to keep
I-
myself away from it.
I have not. Sometimes it's required, but not always.
I see. I see. So where are you staying?
At the inn, just across the way.
No. I'm assuming that's where we're staying too.
Yes, there's one inn. It's like the Inn of the Raging Tempest, something like
Yeah.
that. Inn of the Brooding Tempest.
So what business brings you here?
Oh, as I was telling Miramoto's son here, traveling from there
Sama.
to there. I think he considers himself equal to me.
I am not offended by his
But I do
actions.
not.
I know.
Get drunk.
And Utaku's over there pounding him.
It's like, oh boy, myself. I don't want to fight for one.
I am hoping that I will get to...
Can't murder hobo if you don't get into a fight.
I won't be the murder hobo. I'm the paladin.
Brio? Is that... What was his name?
Grio.
No, not Grio.
Oh,
His name.
Bayushi.
Bayushi. Bayushi. I am hoping to get an opportunity to meet this griot again and speak with him in more detail about this Yama.
You should have that opportunity, I think, tomorrow.
Are they coming to town?
I believe so.
Will they stay in town or will they camp outside?
That is yet to be seen.
So are you here to scout the town, or?
I am here as a primary envoy.
I see. Have you been to Akita-san? Akita-sama?
Kakita?
Kakita-sama, yes. Kakita-sama?
You've had a little too many.
Not enough yet.
As I said, I just made it town only a few short hours ago. I did not think it pertinent to visit the magistrate
So-
immediately upon entry.
An envoy of the Scorpion is here?
No.
Are there other from your clan?
Sorry, not Scorpion.
I know, but
Yeah, no, he's explaining to you. As your friend Isawa-sama here has already made sure to declare to me, I am Ronin, for all intents and purposes.
that does happen.
Although
Sure.
I do have a lord. I do serve a man named Griot, and
It's a well-known name, right?
No.
No. Okay.
no,
No.
it's
You
not
would-
it's not a clan name. It's not an anything name
Okay.
that anybody would recognize.
You would know him possibly as Hita Akusa.
Okay, but
Akaza.
that's not the name used, so that's why I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure. I knew who it was. I wanted to make sure before I gaffed with knowledge.
Right. No, I'm telling you as Miramoto. But you
Okay.
would know him as Hita Akusa. He was Topaz champion, I believe, of the Crab Clan. He became Ronin because of a vision he had from Yama.
Leave-
Apparently, his family...
Leaver of his family, his clan, and his status.
No, many of his clan came with him and joined him. He had his great-great-grandfather, hundreds of years ago, had a vision of Yama at the wall, and that Yama would return one day to save Rokugan. And when he heard this, and he had a vision himself, he chose the way he is taking now. Do I have that right?
Well,
Leave
you seem to know more about him than I do.
He told us this story.
He left his position gifted to him by the emperor.
Well,
In search of a kami that seeks power.
We don't know that he seeks power.
well,
To
Isawa-sama, I understand the confusion. Both words start with the letter P after all, but Yama seeks peace. And that is definitely intended as a
Oh, I know.
joking slight toward you. I do understand the difficulty in understanding the difference between power and peace for a phoenix, though.
Well, the last time I checked, the
I'm-
Phoenix Shugenja are the ones
I think.
that
Hold on. What would it be to determine that is a cultural slight?
Oh, it's
you
an,
hear it.
No, it's an
Obvious.
obvious slight.
It's an obvious slight at this point. So, like, if gone unaddressed, it's going to be 3 strife to you.
Mm-hmm.
Bayushi, do you seek peace?
Sit down at the table,
Okay, Utaku now sits down.
katana out, set on the table.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to calm down.
I am
And-
perfectly fine. Lady Utaku.
I'm sorry, not calm down.
And you think
Wa-
addressing me?
Watch your tone.
Lady Utaku, I think...
I understand he is. I'm not going to address what has been said before. You want peace, that's fine. If that's the following you take, that's fine. I understand how I am viewed from the rest by the rest of Rokugan and how my clan is. But you will hold decorum.
I have said
I'm
nothing.
addressing his slight.
Yeah. I think that will let you assist him. I think that's a great assistance. I love the way the scene is building. Isawa, how do you respond?
a little less tactful.
Go figure.
And you believe your station allows you to talk to me in this fashion? That was not a question.
No, but I still may respond to a statement with another. I think you can make a before he finishes his response. I think this is like a choose your own adventure moment, where your pass or failure here is gonna determine what he
Well, we know what my dice are going to do.
responds
So
with.
I'm rolling fire.
So it's gonna
that's exactly
be,
what I'm rolling.
It's gonna be a culture check for you, fire culture, and Kevin, you can roll the same thing based on your action to assist. And Kevin, yours is target number 1. Yours is target number 3.
Nailed it. I'm not taking that strife for you. I mean,
So, because of a strife, I do have a target number 1.
Okay.
So, I have a 1 and 2 opportunities. With
Okay.
the strife.
So you failed the check.
Yep.
So you're gonna take the strife. Are you keeping that strife?
Oh, of course I'm
So it'll be a
keeping the strife.
total of 4 strife.
oh,
I unmask.
Well, you reach your composure limit. You don't necessarily have to unmask.
I
at
unmask.
this moment. Okay. Great.
what's that mean, by the way?
Okay, so
depends
just
on
kind of
what
as
his-
a recap, because this is only our 3rd episode. So the way that wounds and kind of strain, if you're used to like FFG's Star Wars, the way that those kind of play out in this is through what's called endurance and composure. Those are 2 limiting factors. So fatigue meets with endurance, and strife meets with composure. They both count up. They don't count down, because you can always go over on either one of those 2. That's really important when it comes to fatigue and endurance. That determines how critical hits work.
Yeah.
So your strife goes up, 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 up until it reaches or exceeds your composure. At which point your vigilance is considered a 1 until it lowers below your composure, and you cannot keep dice with strife on them.
Okay.
That's kind of the penalty of being over. So, and you can hold that for as long as you want until it lowers down. Those are the 2 things that are affecting you, and it's pretty negative because a lot of the dice sides are strife.
yeah.
Unmasking lets you lower your strife back down to 0 immediately, but it has pretty severe social consequences. By unmasking in a situation like this, in this sake house with the 2 cranes sitting here, you're probably going to net a glory loss of about 4 for going off on this guy who was peacefully sitting here and drinking sake initially. So that's kind of the overall negative thing that's going to happen to you, but it's going to let him lower back down. So unmasking is basically you taking off the samurai face and bearing your full emotional weight all in one moment. It's like it's you not hiding anything about how you feel.
Okay.
And we all have our own.
And everybody has their
Right.
own now, and those are, by the way, those are kind of the normal way you can always unmask in different ways. That's just kind of the normal way you respond when stressed out. But you can, like, if you're getting angry and your normal response is breaking down in tears, well, maybe you punch the guy in the face instead of breaking down in tears, and that's your unmasking. Like, it can shift and change and move. It's never static. I never react the same way when I'm pissed off.
It's just tears of rage.
Yeah, exactly. It could be. It could be. Okay, so you unmask. What do you do?
I knock the table over, knocking his shawl to the ground so I can step on the table on the shawl.
Okay.
But there went my sake.
Well,
and my katana.
If he knocked the table over, we're 4 of us sitting around it. So
He knocks it away from everybody.
Okay,
It's
okay.
fine. It makes sense.
Okay.
Table flipping rage.
I let the sake fall.
Well,
I
it's
don't
not a
wanna-
role-playing game unless you flip the table. I mean,
Fair.
Let's see. What games do you not flip over the table?
The notorious game "Don't Flip the Table."
Am I able to
yes!
am I able to grab my katana from?
Well, you hadn't laid it down. You were holding it on the table,
yeah.
right?
Well, I was laying it down as I was setting it down as I was sitting.
I imagine you had your hand on the handle, though.
Yeah,
So when
okay.
he flips the table, you just lift it.
Actually, your katana flips out of the scabbard across, stabs the crane.
Stabs the crane.
I'm blaming this on the dragon.
He kind of looks up at you and shakes his head.
Asawa.
The fire of the phoenix is strong,
Ayushi, true love
but
comes
sometimes volatile. Perhaps it is not exactly a part of the peace that we seek. And he stands up, bows low to you, and starts walking out. Of course, he picks up his things as well.
True love comes from understanding. No doubt your people get a lot of animosity generated from you. Are breaking many cultural norms.
Please don't do that in the microphone.
Oh. Character's doing that.
Perhaps we can get understanding, and true peace comes from working diligently at it. We both need to find common ground. There's a root cause for this problem. We are here to find it.
As he continues, he's like shaking the sake out of his shawl.
Oh, you're wasting good shake.
Do you want to drink it out of my wolf pelt?
Absolutely not.
He tosses it over his shoulder and says, "It is not true love that we seek, Minamoto. And yes, peace does take a lot of work. And sometimes that work is unpleasant." And he turns and walks out.
So at this point, I'll look over at Miramoto and say, Miramoto-san, I understand, and I apologize for my behavior since you had to witness this. However, when we were at that camp, I did meditate. And the feeling that I got is that Yama was for power. Now, this is something I have kept to myself because I didn't understand how to interpret it at that point. But as I see more and more of what has taken place, this land is riddled with strife. Our brethren are dying. And yet, we have a new clan emerging that is taking tenets of what we believe and trashing them. This is in where my frustration and imbalance lies.
I understand. I did not know about your vision. In my vision, I did not get the feeling of power from Yama. But I will meditate on that. And as far as many traditions, if when you cross the river in your raft, holding on to traditions is like crossing the river in your raft and then continuing to carry your raft with you after you've crossed. Sometimes traditions are just that, traditions. I'm not sure I always agree with all these traditions. I honor them, but I can also understand that there may be change is inevitable, and perhaps some of these changes could be good.
Change may be inevitable, my friend, but traditions define and guide us.
I
So,
agree.
I think let's cut that conversation right there and let's move over to Kakita.
Who's napping peacefully.
Sweet
He's
dreams.
sawing logs.
Oh, no,
I wish.
I'm not torn because
I
Unicorn
wish.
ditched most of their
Yeah.
traditions.
We're going to rewind back about 45 minutes or so to when you went into the inn.
Okay.
As you move through, you see a few peasants working, cleaning the area mostly. And you're led to a room by one of them, who of course bows repeatedly and thanks you for staying at their place. And as he is showing you to your room and closing the door behind you, you notice that the room across from yours is cracked.
Mm-hmm.
Like the door is cracked open.
Okay.
Do you do anything regarding that?
No.
No? Okay, good.
It's not my concern.
Then you do go to sleep and nap peacefully.
All's good here in Craneland.
What is he?
Pretty much,
Scorpion?
That would probably
Am I-
be.
Well, there
rude
might be
to
somebody in
open
there
the
that he can become
door.
beautiful. Keep your peacock to. I mean,
am I able to, while he's there having their philosophical
exactly.
argument, am I able to chase after? I really didn't pay attention to his name much because
It's
it wasn't
Bayushi.
Bayushi.
Yeah. Yes. So you can leave as they continue talking.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yes. To follow him out because
Yeah.
he ignored my question
Okay.
as he corrected me, saying he wasn't Bayushi or he wasn't Scorpion.
Yeah. So you kind of follow up with that.
Yes.
Okay. So like you can stop him right outside the door.
Yes. Better put that back. But Bayushi.
Yes, Utaku.
Before I'm ignoring it. Before the temperature spiked inside.
Yes.
For I had asked you a question. I understand you are not of the Bayushi clan family anymore. And as much as I don't agree with that, nor your leader's point of view, but have you seen others who are of House Bayushi or of the Scorpion clan in town?
I saw one. No. As you heard me say to Miramoto, sorry, I'm gonna edit that out. As you heard me say to Miramoto inside, I've only been here for a few hours. I got here after cover of dark and have been in the sake house.
All right.
Would you like to kind of investigate that response?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can roll me a big old culture and fire check.
Yes.
Target number of 2.
Yes.
Did you get fat
2
nothing?
blanks.
Some things were not meant to be.
At least you're consistent.
he's got my dice.
That would be snake eyes.
No, Snake Eyes would have been worse, but yeah. That's better than Snake Eyes. Nothing bad happened. It's like rolling the 6 when you need a 7.
Yeah, so you don't see anything amiss about his story.
All right. No problem. I guess I should go collect my friends and get back to the inn to sleep. Just kind of mumbling off.
I think
right.
I need some more sake.
Okay. You do.
I do.
Great.
Allow me to get it for you.
I appreciate that. Yes,
Okay. As you two continue to sit in the bar drinking, I'm sure that's where you'll sleep
And
tonight.
talking theology.
That's right.
Yeah, I think you guys can go ahead and make kind of a group theology check as you speak about Yama and the implications of a Bayushi family member following her.
Well, I was going to share a drink with y'all to get to know y'all better, but I'm just like,
You see-
I'm going to go talk to those cranes.
Yeah. Were you I thought you were going back to the inn. You can
Well,
come
no,
and
I was
be a part
coming
of
back
this.
inside. I wasn't
Oh, you're
gonna
going back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Sorry. Not
Talk
really
about it later.
partaking of their... Oh, no, maybe I will.
Never mind. We're just throwing dice everywhere.
I'm throwing
guess.
strife everywhere right now.
Oh, no.
Target number is 2 for the theology check.
Well, I wouldn't make it anyway, so...
Theology from what perspective?
Fire.
Oh, am I supposed to be
Can I
rolling
make it
fire?
from a more of a water perspective? Because
Oh,
I understand both of the reasonings.
Yes.
okay.
There needs to be reasoning of tradition, but traditions...
I think you can make either like a government or culture check with water.
Okay. Aha!
So how much strife would you have got, Rick?
Well, if fire is our target,
Yes.
then I would have succeeded with 1 strife.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm getting close.
So...
I may be throwing tables or burning tables.
I
You
got,
gotta stop like chewing into the
Sorry.
mic, dude.
I got 3 strife on that.
Okay.
It's a
But-
fire stance. It's four. That's
Well,
No,
he's
I
water.
did. Yeah,
Oh,
He's doing a government check.
yeah, and I did two opportunity and 2 successes.
Okay, wow. So 3 strife, 2 opportunity, 2 successes. And what did you get, Mike?
I got 4 successes and a strife.
Wow. Okay. So you all take that strife for sure
Oh, I got room now.
as you continue drinking. And,
All you got to do is toss some tables around. Just rearrange the furniture, and everything's good.
that's right. Just continue drinking and thinking and talking and drinking and thinking and talking. And eventually you guys come to the conclusion, because you guys finally did enough success. I've been trying to get you guys to succeed at a check for the last hour.
We're sorry. That
There
we
was
just
there was
can't.
there was like a progress clock of 4. You guys got the first 3 real fast, and this last one has been a snail's crawl. But you
I'm
got
sorry, I had to yell at somebody.
You did. You did.
Absolutely.
Um,
Break the ice.
through your conversation, just some of the things that you realize he said when you asked, have you put away the mask? And he said, no, sometimes it's needed. And the realization of like, he just got into town like an hour ago. You begin to put 2, 2, and 2 together to,
That's 4 twos.
that is, well,
2, 2, and 2 together. 2.
that's fair. To see through kind of the veil of what he is, and that you start to think maybe this is in a drunken stupor, maybe it is in actuality, but you think he was the one to murder that peasant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. No other scorpion are in town but him.
Oh.
He
I
even
never-
told me so.
Yeah. I never got a chance to go down that line of questioning before I got a little irritated.
Yeah.
Because, in all honesty, retroactively, I was going to ask him
Yeah.
as he was walking out the
Yeah.
door, by which path did you travel into town?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, he would have said from there to here.
which probably would have triggered me again.
Probably.
But, you know, hey,
Okay, so we go murder him in his sleep, or what?
Do you guys leave the sake house?
Yes.
Eventually, yes.
oh, yes.
We don't move in, you know.
Well, okay, so when do you
But we're
leave?
samurai. They could never ask us to leave.
Yeah, that's
right?
true. Exactly. That's why it's still open.
All right.
I'd assume a few hours of us talking back and forth.
Okay.
After coming to that realization, yes. So 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. As you guys leave the sake house, which is fairly close to the bridge that Shisuro and Akoto were murdered on, you look over just to get a glimpse of the scene once again, and you see a figure slumped over, kneeling on the bridge. As you approach, you see very clearly that it's this Bayushi character, and he's committed seppuku to preserve his family's honor. And that's where we'll end the session. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate it. If you watched us on Twitch, we hope you enjoyed it enough to send this link on to all your friends and family to come and check us out next month. So Legend of the Five Rings is going to happen every 4th Tuesday of the month. Right?
Yep. And a
Cool.
shameless plug for Call of Cthulhu.
Absolutely. Call of Cthulhu will be the 3rd Tuesday next month, and we'll be putting up a full Twitch schedule next week. The 1st and 2nd Tuesdays of each month will be just kind of some table talk. If you don't already follow us on social media, it's at Not Working Crew on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's at Not Working Crew Member on YouTube. You can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and wherever else you podcast. And we really do hope that you'll come check us out. We have 2 episodes before this one. If you're just kind of coming in on this 3rd episode of the series that are on our YouTube and iTunes, please download those. If you like them, leave us reviews and comments. Subscribe to our stuff. It really helps us out a lot for you to do that. And until next time, keep on adventuring.
Oh, and Percy,
Oh, wait, what do we got?
don't forget,
I missed it.
there's still additional episodes of every one of us on our backstory.
That is very true.
Yep.
Yes, everybody except Utaku because she's new to the story, but we will get a intro story up for you
Dun,
soon.
dun, dun.
Yes. How did Utaku come to be in Toshi Ranbo? We need to answer that question. We've done that with every other character of like a one-on-one with me and that person. Just kind of recording that, so hopefully we'll get to do that before the next series, before the next Twitch recording. So yeah, we have that, and don't forget about our giveaway. If you enjoyed what you saw here, if you think you might like to have a dice tower that rolls all 20s, that is signed by each of us and our other cast members on the other shows like Urban Stars and Call of Cthulhu. Donate to us on Patreon. Every dollar amount that you donate gets you one entry into the giveaway, and it'll be happening during our first stream in the month of June. So you've got a couple of months still to get in before we give that away. And we may be adding other things to the giveaway if we get a lot of people that want stuff. Like if a bunch of you guys join our Patreon, we do have like a cool dice screen that Mike made. He makes all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, he
It's
does.
really cool. And we love the idea of giving stuff away when you pay us.
Oh, and
Thanks, Percy.
That's right. And I will say that dice tower, I told him it's indestructible, and it looks very durable, but it's also incredibly light. So don't think
Yes.
that it's really a big, heavy thing. It was amazingly light.
So, and at this point in time, when we do release this over on YouTube, it may be a couple weeks from now,
Yeah.
but when we do release this over on YouTube, if you want to look down in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, there will be a couple of buttons down there. One of them is the subscribe button, and this will keep you in with our adventures and updated as things go along.
Absolutely. And thanks again so much for participating in this and enjoying our content. We hope that you really did, and we hope to see you next month. Until then, keep on adventuring.
Now it's keep on adventuring.
For real this time. Bye.
Good night.